Happy New Year, all of my Leo people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what's going on when it comes to your major astrological highlights for the year 2026, Part 1. This is a Part 1 video. We're only going to be talking about January up until June, so quarters 1 and quarter 2, because as I was getting this ready, there was just a lot to go over. And I want to make sure that it's comprehensible. So we are going to be coming back with a part 2 here soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you know when part 2 and all my other videos on this channel come out. And if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. So what's going on when it comes to January until June 2026 for you? Well, we start off with a continuation of Jupiter retrograde in Cancer in your 12th house of the past, private matters, secrets, hidden opportunities, and the inner world. And with Jupiter retrograde here until March 10th, a lot of you Leo people are being taken on a bit of a time warp. This is a transit that is all about bringing things back from the deep past in your life that maybe would be better suited to be in your world today than it was in the past. Now, because Jupiter is retrograde, we have to remember Jupiter retrograde likes to bring back things that we maybe didn't do our best job with, right? We didn't give the proper time of day, we didn't give the priority, we didn't see for what it was, we didn't recognize for what it could be for us, or we misjudged it or overlooked it or whatever. But with Jupiter retrograde, you're going to be noticing far back opportunities coming back into your life that you do want to maybe give a good look at. Now these could be things that go back 12 years, sometimes 24 years, depending on how old you are. But reconnections with past roads, past careers, past connections could actually be very special during this time. Golden tickets, buried treasure in our own backyard, and even things that you've shelved are getting a chance to come back to life. We also have Neptune going into Aries on January 26th, and Saturn going into Aries as well on February 13th. And these are technically re-entries. They went into Aries back in 2025 for a little bit each. And this is your 9th house of expansion, growth, big moves, big travel opportunities, official dealings, your spiritual life, long distance connections. And for a lot of you Leo people, this is going to be a time where you are having the world open up for you. We talk about big moves, big travel opportunities. This can also, yes, of course, talk about moves or special trips for fun or for family, but even big transfers in terms of job or career prospects, things opening up for you to be able to kind of take the world by storm. Neptune in your 9th house is all about washing away things that have maybe become burdensome, or things that have slowed down, or things that have been keeping important projects, pursuits, or goals in a stuck space. And Saturn in the 9th house is also putting you in a position where you might be noticing some very important long-distance connections, career opportunities, mentors, or maybe even important working partners or alliances are showing up in your life to help turn a very important key when it comes to your ability to earn, your ability to thrive, or your ability to actually, again, get out of a bubble. This is a time also where a lot of things that have been progressing too slowly to be worth a damn are going to actually be accelerated, whether these are things that you're doing on a personal or professional level. And you may even notice a lot of relationships taking on a much more deep and spiritual tone. There's going to be a lot of callbacks with this initial re-entry for everybody. And you might find that a lot of January, February, and March feels a lot like April, May, and June of 2025. Reflect a little bit on what was going on back then. What good opportunities, what good gifts, or maybe even what good doors were opening for you. A lot of people were picking up some good traction, and yet at the same time, unfortunately, by the time we got to July and August, a lot of things kind of got stopped up because July and August was full of a bunch of really not so good holdout energy. The good news is that's not going to happen again because they're here in Aries to stay. We also have the beginning of our eclipse season in February with a solar eclipse new moon in Aquarius, your 7th house of closest one-on-one connections and involvements. This is the area that rules the boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate, all of those kinds of people. And with a solar eclipse, it's a time for new beginnings, new starts, new long-term commitments. And for a lot of you between February and May, there could be the crystallization of some kind of important new union, or maybe even the establishment of some kind of very important partnership, personal, professional, platonic, it doesn't matter. But also with the solar eclipse, we see a shift in tone in terms of maybe a relationship road or destination. Now, for a lot of you, solar eclipses are going to be very big, and they're going to be very promising, but they are going to need to take a more prominent space in your life than maybe you have allowed for it. So be prepared to make room as these things show up. We also have a lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 3rd. And this is falling in your second house of income, employment, and security. Now, a lunar eclipse is a bit more of an ending. It's a bit more of a transition. It's a bit more of a graduation kind of vibe. And with a lunar eclipse in your second house, sometime between March and about early June, a lot of you Leo people might be getting ready to make a serious job jump or a serious work jump. This can be a time where, yes, you find something worth quitting or trading up for, or you might find that it's time for you to walk away from something you don't want to keep anymore. A lot of you who are of the appropriate age and resource security might be retiring. With the full moon lunar eclipse, it's time for a clean slate on the employment front for the Leo people. And again, a lot of that's going to be taking place between March and early June. Quarter two starts, gets going with Uranus concluding his 7-year journey in Taurus, your 10th house of career, upward mobility, status, and promotions, and entering your 11th house, Gemini, on April 26th. And so when we have Uranus wrapping up his journey in your 10th house, you might be kind of needing to do a bit of reflection work. How has the last 7 years gone for you in terms of career and upward mobility? Because sometimes Uranus in the 10th house can create a lot of stirs, really bold, innovative opportunities, but also a lot of chaos and a lot of discordant activity in work and career spaces. Maybe even some situations that could have come up where you found you got involved with the wrong people or trusted the wrong path. But with Uranus leaving this area, a lot of peace and a lot of stability and harmony are coming back into your career space. And with Uranus going into your 11th house, it's time to shake up your social life. And you're going to be noticing after the 26th of April, a lot of really important transformations going on with your friendships, your sense of community, and your sense of tribe. And a lot of you Leo people may also notice that Uranus in Gemini is going to be bringing people into your life to help you to accomplish some long-term goals that you can't accomplish through conventional roads or by conventional means. And that's going to be a big theme of April onward. And finally, we've got Jupiter entering your sign on the 30th of June, really setting up quarters 3 and 4 for some goodness, but it's happening in quarter 2. Jupiter going into your sign is basically you getting the 1-year luck boost of the planet of luck, prosperity, and good fortune. And because Jupiter is in your sign, it is likely going to be focusing on raising up a lot of your personal roads, goals, and ambitions, things that really don't have anything to do with anyone else. And this could also be a time where you might notice a lot more important, influential eyes on you. Favor from authority figures, but also perhaps a bit of celebrity treatment, whether it's local legend celebrity stylings or maybe even something online. Time will tell, but a lot of you are going to be hitting it big this year. So that is what we've got for your 2026 Leo. I hope you found this helpful. And if you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Scarlet Moon, son of Selene. And don't forget, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, go on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.